Book 101 review. Book 101 is about the books that I've read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. He is the author of the book, Sunroof Heaters. Book 1 of the Sunroof Heaters series, none other than Mr. Marcus Braxton. Welcome, Mr. Marcus, on Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
My name is Marcus Scales Braxton, and I am a local Washington, D.C. business owner that has ventured off and became an author. And I wrote this book as my first entry, Sunroof Hitters Book One in the Sunroof Hitters series.
Hmm. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Marcus. Thank you. Let's start with the title itself. Sunroof heater is incredibly evocative. What is specifically referred to within the world of your book, and what is the original spark that inspired you this concept?
Sunroof Hitters, I used to watch a lot of old movies, and one of my favorite movies was King of New York. They were shooting out of the sunroof. Frank White, as if many people know, Frank White, alongside with his henchman, which was played by Lawrence Fishburne, and King of New York, they shot out the sunroof in the gangster tale. So that was inspiring to write this particular type of book. So that I just utilized that and to bring it into an urban, ultra urban setting as well.
Mhm. The premise suggests a mix of action, crime, and perhaps even dark humor or tech thriller elements. How would you describe the genre and tone of a sunroof heaters, and what did you find most exciting about working within that space?
Well, it's actually a little deeper behind that, behind the title and where I started writing the book. I started writing the book while I was incarcerated, awaiting trial, which I eventually got found not guilty. And the reason for me writing the book, when I was in my cell, along with others, we had a little corner that read a lot. And I heard a lot of, I read that, I read that, I read that. So that inspired me to say, I know what you haven't read, what I'm about to write. Uh, I wrote a title, scripted out the chapters, and that's what inspired me to start writing the book. Utilized a lot of stuff from my childhood, as far as various schools, neighborhoods. Then I took some of the King of New York setting with the sunroof. And it's a spin-off. For some people will believe it's similar to like a the wire type setting. It's very attention grabbing. You would never put it down. It's action from when the action starts is all the way through. It keeps you guessing. It's a urban hood crime. It's a fiction, but you can relate to it. Most people can relate if they're from the urban setting.
Without giving away spoilers, Mr. Marcus, what is the core dilemma or impossible choice that drives the narrative forward and forces your protagonist into action?
Okay. Without spoiling it, it started off pretty much. It gives the backstory of the main couple of characters, and then they grow up together. It starts very young, start from elementary. They grow up together. They form a crew, and then the crew, as regular life, They go through trials and tribulations, and you get to grow with them through the story and get to actually take a peek through that looking glass of the elementary, of the junior high, and the high school when the turbulence starts. So it's very action packed, and it's even though it's fiction, it's very relatable.
Fiction and relatable. What is the main character we follow, and what is the fundamental flaw, skill, or past trauma that makes them the perfect person for this story?
Well, as I stated, it's two main characters, not one. And then you get to see the difference. One character is pretty much the not so hip guy, and the other character is the very popular kid, and they become friends, and you see them grow together and bring up a whole crew, and it's like a family, and you get the laughter, and you get the pain and the struggles, you get the choices they make. It's a vivid hood story.
A hero is only as a good villain. What makes your antagonist compelling and formidable? Do they believe they are the hero of their own story?
Did you say the villains? It's a couple of villains in there as well, and they do make the story. The villains are so nice that I may make a spinoff of a backstory of the villains. Uh, say Kill Mo Dirty. I won't give up too much. I'll just say Kill Mo Dirty is one of the villains, so to speak, without giving up too much. But yes, I'm very excited as you can hear it. But the Amazon reviews, they definitely back up my story as well.
Interesting, Mr. Marquez. So tell us, the term heaters implies a team. How does a group come together, and what are the dynamics at play? This is a well oiled machine or chaotic alliances of conflicting personalities.
Hey, man, you sound like you done read a couple of chapters. But yes.
Spoilers.
Yes, it's definitely exactly what you're saying. Conflicting personalities, where the friends, arguments, similar to regular life. As I said, you get the whole feel of that. The surprises, you get a lot of surprises. Um, with the villains, uh, it's a lot of different personalities in within the villain group. They don't necessarily like each other. So exactly what you said. The plots and the twists and the turns are definitely worth the purchase. It's worth the read. It's available on ebook as well, of course. Audio book coming soon. Hardcover coming soon. I don't want to give up too many spoilers.
In a world that seems to operate in shades of gray, what are the moral lines your characters refuse to cross, if any? Where do you see their code of ethics tested?
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Um, the crew, which are the positive, the kids that grow up, their codes of ethics. This is a book that was uh dated pretty much 1990 to 2000s, where though the code of ethics, they held it higher. If they said they were going about their word, they pretty much stood on it more so than today. And a lot of people of my age group um would concur. So the actual crew, the crew members, the positive side, not the villains, they did hold a code. They hold a code within each other. So they had morals and standards that a lot of youth today do not hold. So that's very interesting that you asked that question. So I definitely wanted to touch on that, and that's something that I bring to light in this book is old. codes and morals and certain things that you do not do that we did not do back then that they do today. For instance, and this is even though this is a bad thing, but to point this out so you would get a better picture. Today, the youth are carjacking. They're carjacking and taking cars, and that's really immoral. Back then, they would take a screwdriver and a dent puller and steal the car that they need, and they wouldn't hurt anybody. So that's a different moral back then than it is today. And I talked about that on a separate podcast a little bit more in depth.
Interesting, Mr. Marquez. So, writing a compelling action sequence is a unique skill. How do you approach choreographing the high stakes scenes to both thrilling and clear to the reader?
What's funny is I didn't force it. I'm a natural writer. I former rapper, artist. I also wrote R&B. When you're writing something that you're passionate about, once you make the outline, you kind of hold the pencil, so to speak. And I physically wrote this with a pencil. We don't do that nowadays. And like as I stated, I was incarcerated when I wrote this. So I held the pencil. A lot of things that I thought was going to happen didn't actually happen because the story went a different way. So it was a natural right. And when I came home, I used a little Grammarly and some things to clean some things up, but it didn't take away from any of the premise. And the book it's a great urban read.
Mr. Marquez, what does the sunroof heater's universe look like? It is a world of pushed to the extreme, or did you create wholly original setting with its own rules and fractions?
No, it's set like the 1990s and 2000 based off pretty much those rules of that time. Um, from the code of ethics of maybe not telling on your buddy or um, keeping your mouth shut about a certain thing that you did. Those guidelines and ride for your people. Those type of urban that's the universe that they lived in 1990, early 2000s. That's the universe that they lived in.
Mr. Marcus, what was the most surprising or fascinating thing you had to research while writing these sunroof heaters?
It's how to put it all together, how to close it, or how to set up a cliffhanger, how to set up for the next book. Um, just how to bring it all together, how to make it all make sense. And I believe I know I did a great job of that. Is bringing it all the way back around. I've read a lot of books that they may leave you hanging, or you think back, well, what happened with this? What happened with that? I believe I closed all the stories or cliffhangered all the stories. Just the whole totality of completing the book, what I would say properly. Um, that was the most intriguing part for me, the most challenging part at the end.
Indeed. And how did you balance the breakneck action sequences with the necessary moments of character development and quiet tension?
It wasn't easy. Sometimes rereads, rereads, um, continuously going over it, going back. I'm a perfectionist, so if you're a writer, you're never satisfied. Even when I put it out, I wasn't completely satisfied. I was happy, but I wasn't completely satisfied. So just keep going over your work, even if you have to put an audio something, a speech on it, so you can just listen to it, and you'll hear something that they may say differently than when you read it. So different points of view. Get some help, get some assistance, get some different some advice from different people. Like my sister and my aunt, they help me as well.
Mr. Marcus, as a debut author, what are your short term and long term goals?
Short term goals. Short term goals are to to reach probably 500 to 1,000 books sold before I release the second book. Long term to not only finish the series, I want to start a chess book. I'm writing a chess book next, where it relates to life and helping kids. Um, and that's going to be part when I start my nonprofit group called Think First Chess and Entrepreneurship. I've been playing chess since I was 11, and I've been teaching chess for over 20 years. So I want to teach the youth, and so I'm going to make a book, an instructional book where it relates to life. So I'm going to put that book out, and I'm going to be running my nonprofit. That's my long term goals.
Good luck to your goals, Mr. Marcus, and looking forward for more success. And what will be your piece of advice for those people out there want to be an author like you?
It's never too late to start, and the hardest thing to do is start. Once you get started, keep going. And with today's technology, with all the ability to get assistance, whether it's AI, whether it's Grammarly, it can be done. And if I can do it, you can do it. If you need some assistance, you can definitely hit me in my inbox.
Definitely, yes. And Mr. Marquez, can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey? And thank you for that advice.
The books that influenced me actually all written by Robert Ludlum. Born Identity, Born Supremacy, Born Ultimatum. That I started reading Robert Ludlum. So those were the books that really inspired me. Um, he's a great storyteller.
Thank you for that recommended book, Mr. Marcus. And at the first look in a series, how did you approach the ending that Sunroof Heaters conclude its main storytelling or storyline or its direct be setting up to the next installment?
It's all cliffhangers. When you get to the end, you're definitely going to be watching for book two. Um, it's on Amazon. It's available on ebook. Check out the comments. Check out the ratings, and you'll be sure to pick it up yourself. It also goes on sale Black Friday, like 99 cent ebook.
Okay, so what is the biggest mystery or thread you intentionally left damaging or dangling for a book to or to pick up?
Mm. From the clashes in the history of chapter two to some of the main crew members, the tension behind the family history. And that's all I can say without spoiling it.
Yes. Speaking of spoilers, without spoilers, which character do you think will undergo the most significant transformation by the end of the series and why?
Joe, Joe,
hmm And why is it?
why? Because he started off more so as smart geek, and he's still smart, but he's now hood and urban and in a dangerous lifestyle. So his transformation is the most significant, and he's one of the main curses.
Okay, interesting, Mr. Marcus. As you look ahead in the series, what new aspect of this world are you most excited to explore further?
Well, we they left off pretty much in high school. I'm excited to explore right after high school as they grow up, uh, to get a little older, and you see what other challenges go on in their life, whether it's women, um, kids, uh, and if the crew survives.
Hmm. If you could hand this book to one person and know they would absolutely love it, what would it be and why?
It would be 50 Cent. Probably 50 Cent. because because of his style of what he's done with power. Um, I have a lot of thoughts of where this book can go. I believe this series is so good that it can get made into a TV series. And I believe if he read it, hey, it's got a decent shot.
Mr. Marcus, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too, a comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well. Geography 101, Love Letters, and Movie 101, and Music 101 are in fourth season, Science 101 and Sex 101 in second season, and my baby podcast, Law 101, Mental Health 101, and Bible Verses 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Marcus, tell us, in now that the book one is out in the world, what has been the most rewarding part of this entire process? And what is one thing you know now that you wish you have known?
The best part of this process is the fulfillment of actually getting it accomplished. I'm a goal setter. I write my goals down and I love to check them off. So this was a major one. It took me about 2 years to check it off. So that was the main fulfillment of getting it actually done. And what was the
Hmm.
second question?
Yes, and I think that's the whole thing that you answered. And Mr. Marcus, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world and sharing your series to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your daddy break?
Yes, go on the Amazon and get Sunroof Hitters ebook,
Yes.
paper copy, hard copy coming soon. Also, the audio copy coming soon.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Marcus Braxton because if we support him, pursue more and more empowering books like this to come. So, Mr. Marcus, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Body people, see you soon.